President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two. NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Meghan Markle has confirmed she loves putting flour sprinkles on her food, saying she loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. And I guess it's a bit like what Prince Harry did when he married a briefcase girl from Deal or No Deal.
Revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal wedding. Great, now I feel like a fool for waking up at 5 a.m. to watch two married people get married. A reporter asked Trump about Meghan Markle, and this is what he had to say about her.
I'm not a fan of hers, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry. She's going to need it.
Wow.
Flower petals that are dried. I started putting them on salads. I started putting them on scrambled eggs.
I'm elevating it by putting dried flower petals on all of my food. And just, it adds a little bit of magic. It elevates things.
It was reported that the organizers of King Charles's coronation have officially invited Meghan Markle, and this is nice, at a starting salary of $19 an hour.
With all the potions, Meg. You're not going scientist on me, are you?
If I'm going to succeed in America, I need a lifestyle brand of creams and supplements. Gwyneth Paltrow has Goop, Kourtney Kardashian has Poosh, and Jamie Lee Curtis has Poogert. Now I've got mine, Meg Goo, celebrating the sexy earth goddess in all of us.
We need to talk about the world's most exhausted couple. Not exhausted from work, and no, not exhausted from raising kids either. They are exhausted from explaining why they are exhausted.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's life is hard.
Yeah,
you were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
Yes, I'm talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, the Duke and Duchess of Deja Vu, because every time they pop up, it feels like a royal roast session we have heard a million times before. And every time Meghan Markle tries to open her mouth, her words automatically become the punchline of the next Saturday Night Live episode. Whether it is the comedians or the late-night hosts, everybody is constantly making fun of their antics. And the legendary SNL host Colin Jost is the latest in line.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Colin took a hilarious jab at Prince Harry by calling him an unemployed immigrant. Because, let's be real, ever since Meghan and Harry said their goodbyes to the royal family, they have become as irrelevant as a DVD album. Prince Harry is reduced to just another British bloke named Harry. And Meghan, she was already too dumb to begin with.
Joe? Of course, Michael. We love American telly. My brother's fiancée, Miss Meghan Markle, is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network. Check it out. She's amazing in it. Yeah?
Right. The only difference between that show and this is people watch this one.
Remember when they said they wanted a quiet life? Just two normal people? Legendary comedian Chris Rock took one look at their interview and basically said, "You married into the royal family, and you're surprised there's baggage? That's like moving into a haunted house and complaining about ghosts."
Acting all dumb like she don't know nothing. Going on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google this? It's the royal family. They're the original racists. They invented colonialism. That's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot.
But Rock didn't stop there. He went after the biggest talking point, the infamous concern about their baby's skin color. Rock reframed it brilliantly, calling it just simple curiosity and not blatant racism. He dismantled their entire victim narrative in about 60 seconds, and the audience roared, because deep down, everyone knew he was right.
No, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be. They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people wanna know.
But the real magic happened when South Park stepped in. They hilariously recreated Meghan and Harry's whole fiasco by portraying it as a world privacy tour. A couple marching around with giant signs screaming, "We want privacy!" It was brutal, cartoonish, and also wildly accurate.
We want privacy! We want... Journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy. And you know what else? To hell with Canada. We are leaving.
You can't shout, "Stop looking at us," while signing another media contract and doing interviews. That's not how privacy works. At least, not in the normal world. And then there was Jimmy Kimmel, who had a field day with Harry's memoir. The man wrote a whole book to explain how much he doesn't like talking about his life. Now that's commitment if you ask me. Imagine saying you hate attention in hardcover.
All time, the story of Prince Harold and his frozen yogurt slinger is so popular, they're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis, and it's...
Not only that, but he also mocked their excuse for leaving the UK from day one. Running away from racism to America? Let's say that this country has its own complicated history with race. This is almost like running away from the cold to settle on top of Mount Everest.
Harry said racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism. It's like trying to get some peace and quiet at Chuck E. Cheese.
Next in line was Joe Coy at the Golden Globes. Now, we all know that the Golden Globes are supposed to be a night of celebration, but Joe Coy couldn't resist making fun of the Sussexes and completely roasted their Netflix deal. Not only that, but he also imagined Harry walking up to the actress who played the Queen on The Crown and asking her for money. Because, let's be real, Harry and Meghan had spent the previous year doing exactly that. Cashing in, selling stories, and trading royal secrets for Netflix checks.
Just a great series about a rich, white, dysfunctional family, all scheming. Oh no, that's The Crown. That's The Crown. I'm sorry. The betrayal of the Queen was so good, Prince Harry called her and asked her for money. Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
Late-night host Jimmy Fallon took a different approach. He went after Meghan's lifestyle content, and specifically, the pretzels. You remember this, right? Meghan, in her new down-to-earth era, decided to show us how she lives. And one of her big revelations was repackaging pretzels. She bought a bag of pretzels, poured them into a fancy jar, and acted like she discovered fire.
What is the number one question that mystifies scientists? Number one question.
Is there life on another planet?
Oh no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another.
But wait, we're not done yet, because 2025 had one more curveball for the Duke and Duchess of Delusion. And this one came with a funny hairstyle and a habit of saying exactly what everyone else is thinking. That's right, Donald Trump decided to join the roast.
I'm not a fan of hers, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry.
If you're keeping track, Meghan Markle's got beef with the Queen of England and the President of the United States. She's just one Jay-Z fight away from taking on the entire Illuminati.
A former president, a man not known for subtlety, looked at the Duchess of Sussex and essentially said, "That marriage looks like a life sentence." And he wasn't alone in thinking it. He just had the nerve to say it out loud. And you could almost hear the collective gasp. When even Trump is roasting your marriage, you know you've crossed into bipartisan comedy territory. Jimmy Fallon jumped in and threw another jab, this time at Meghan's bizarre interview with Oprah.
Yeah, it was a truly explosive interview with shocking revelations that will stick with us for decades, like this one.
My first job was when I was 13 at a frozen yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogurt.
Even weirder, Harry worked at a sewing shop called Alfred Stitchcock's.
Meghan's story was a laughable attempt at being relatable. Let's be honest. She is a woman worth millions, living in a mansion and married to a prince. And now she's trying to convince us she understands regular people because she once scooped frozen yogurt? Give me a break. It's like Elon Musk talking about the lessons he learned working at a summer camp. Or President Trump reminiscing about his time flipping burgers.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H. What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
Even Stephen Colbert couldn't resist poking fun at their cute little nicknames for each other. H and M. It sounds less like romance and more like a clothing store sale. New trauma just dropped at H&M. Stephen's joke was painfully obvious, because everything about this couple feels manufactured, like something designed for maximum marketability and minimum authenticity. But Trevor Noah had the most interesting arc. Early on, Trevor defended Meghan as he talked about media racism, unfair treatment, and giving her a chance.
Yes, the Queen summoned everyone to a private meeting at her royal country house, and everyone attended except Meghan Markle, who conference called in. And I'll be honest, I don't blame Meghan for not going, because nothing good happens when white people invite you to the countryside. Right? We all know. We've all seen it. We've all seen Get Out. We know how this shit ends.
But then something changed. Trevor watched Harry hustle for a Disney voiceover gig. That's right, he saw a prince, a literal prince, begging for work in Hollywood from the Disney CEO.
At a movie premiere last year, he asked the CEO of Disney to hook his wife up with voiceovers.
Trevor realized what we all knew. This wasn't about privacy, nor was it about protection. This was about power, from the very start, and Harry had just traded royal power for celebrity begging. Trevor's segments shifted from defense to gentle criticism, and then to outright disbelief. He'd watched the fall in real time, and it wasn't pretty to say the least.
Aren't you kind of old for cosplay?
Oh no, this is serious business. When I heard about your movie, I had this brilliant idea. I should play you!
And what's the brilliant part?
If you're worried about the age difference, don't. They can age me up with tons of rubber and glue. I'll sit in that makeup chair all day.
Look, I'm about to give an award to LeBron James. We can talk about this later.
Absolutely, absolutely. When and where can we talk about this later?
How about when? Pigs fly. And where? Out of my ass.
Location of my ass.
Bill Maher also pointed out the contradiction like a disappointed teacher. On one hand, they're upset about the spotlight. On the other, they seem to be polishing it. And let's be real, it's hard to take their leave us alone speech seriously when it comes with a press release and a dozen reporters.
Meghan Markle complains that nobody has complained about her for a while.
And Nikki Glaser? She didn't hold back at all. She joked that Meghan treated her marriage like a career move. Because, let's be honest, if Meghan hadn't married Harry, she'd be on a reality show, fighting for roses. But instead, she got a real prince. And then, she spent the next 5 years complaining about it.
If she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season, fighting for Prince. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks barista. She just got lucky. She got so lucky.
Nikki's jab was brutal, and it was one of those things everyone wonders about. Did Meghan know what she was getting into? Or did she just see a crown and stop thinking? Now, the American comedians were hilarious, but the British comedians? They came with receipts of their own, just like Jimmy Carr.
Prince William or Prince Harry, well, the royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashians. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he fucked up.
Jimmy Carr, with a smile that screamed, "I'm about to say something terrible," called Harry a whining hypocrite. He brought up the Nazi costume. You remember that, right? Young Harry at a party, dressed as a Nazi, complete with a swastika armband. And now Harry lectures the world about racism? Jimmy Carr basically said what half the UK has been muttering into their tea. Harry can complain about the press all he wants, but dressing up in a Nazi costume back in the day doesn't scream media victim.
I said Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
That's right. When your life upgrade involves literal royalty, castles, and centuries of inherited privilege, people are going to notice the contradiction. Carr's point wasn't that women can't marry rich. It was the image clash. The speech about smashing patriarchy, followed by a wedding where you literally join a monarchy. That's not smashing the system. That's like getting a backstage pass to it.
Wrote a 169-word kids book that the Irish Times called awful.
Meghan Markle?
You were absolutely right.
There's one British host we haven't circled back to yet. And honestly, his take might be the most painful of all, because he saw this coming before anyone else. We are talking about John Oliver, who lives in America and destroys everything from corrupt politicians to chicken industry practices. But when it comes to Meghan Markle, John Oliver has receipts, and they date back to before the wedding.
I mean, they're an emotionally stunted group of fundamentally flawed people doing a very silly pseudo job. That's what she's marrying into. So I hope she likes it. It's going to be weird for her. I would not marry into the royal family.
John Oliver once joked that marrying into the royal family might turn out to be the worst decision Meghan ever made. And yet Meghan, the American actress, the self-described feminist, the woman who built a career on being outspoken and independent, thought she'd be different, thought she'd be welcomed. But Meghan's story went exactly as John had predicted, from a dreamy fairy tale to a wild fiasco. And through all of this, the couple keeps trying to position themselves as misunderstood heroes. Here's the thing, if one comedian roasts you, fine. But if every late-night host, a cartoon show, and a puppet satire program line up to take a swing, maybe it's not a global conspiracy. Maybe you're just easy material. And that's why comedians keep circling back, because it's comedy gold, and the gap between what they say and what they do is wide enough to park a royal carriage in. So what do you think? Did Meghan Markle deserve every joke? Did she earn the title of most hated person in comedy? Or did the comedians cross a line? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.